Stella Escobedo I met, a couple of months ago. I don't know if it was Siggy or somebody. And, first time I met her was on her TV show. She's an OAN network host, and she's tremendous. She's great. And then I saw her down at Mar-a-Lago when they showed Scott LeBato's movie. And now she's one of my favorite people in the world. She is a fierce fighter for the Jewish people. And Donald Trump and everything right in this world is what Stella does. So with that said, welcome to New York City.
Thank you, Sid. And yes, Siggy Flicker. You know Siggy Flicker.
Very well.
My good friend.
Yeah.
She was the one who introduced me to you, and I thank her so much. And I love you, and thank you for welcoming me to New York City. It's nice. It's different. It's different than California, but I got a glimpse of, what's really happening here. All the illegal immigration.
Well,
I'm seeing it firsthand.
Well, you got it there. You got more junkies there than we've got. You got more tents. You've got more homelessness. You've got migrants.
But there's more walking around, so you kind of can see it more in New York City. You know, when you're just like, what's going on over here?
Yeah, it's rougher. It's rougher.
I mean, people really don't walk in California.
I thought about you a couple of days ago after that horrible debate because I've got friends who are buying into the Gavin Newsom deal.
Right.
Well, we'll put... And I'm like, listen, you must be a misogynist or a chauvinist because you must think women are stupid. Yes, he's got nice hair. He is a good-looking guy. He's really good-looking. But he's the worst governor in the country. He single-handedly destroyed California. How in the world do you think he's going to beat Donald Trump in an election? You live in California. You tell me about Gavin Newsom.
Listen, I'm a refugee to this country, okay? I'm a Jewish refugee, came to the United States from Uzbekistan, grew up in L.A. L.A. was beautiful. I mean, you have it all. The weather is gorgeous. You got the mountains. You can go see the snow, come back down. You got the beaches. It's a beautiful, beautiful state. And now it doesn't matter where you are. There's homeless tents everywhere, drugs. I have 2 little kids and I see this stuff and I'm appalled. It's scary. My little one asks me all the time. She's like, Mommy, what's going on? They're everywhere. I mean, you get off a freeway, they're on the off ramp.
They're on the off ramp. And you're talking about LA and San Francisco's even worse.
Listen, Look, San Diego. San Diego is a place that never really had homeless people. A little bit.
They have it now?
Oh my goodness, everywhere.
Stop it.
No, let me
La Jolla too? Carlsbad?
They're everywhere. The homeless people are everywhere. I mean, some cities do a better job at maintaining, containing it. The homeless situation used to be that people would park in their cars, right, and sleep by the beaches and stuff like that. No. These are tents. And he's destroyed the beautiful state of California. And you're right, he's a really good speaker. He's a good speaker, but whenever he's on a mainstream media, then they're not challenging him.
Right. Well, there's going to be, listen, if he ever does fall into that position, I don't think he will. I don't think Joe Biden's leaving. I think it's all a waste of time to discuss it.
I mean, do you see he was defending him right after?
Of course.
He's like, oh my goodness, everybody has a bad day.
But something tells me there's going to be a lot of scandals, even before Kimberly Guilfoyle, in and around Gavin Newsom. But whatever, he's just one of the names, all these loser Democrat governors, Whitmer in Michigan, who's a loser.
Do you think he's, Biden is really going to step down?
No.
I mean,
no.
Don't you think Obama, do you think Obama does not want a 4th term?
I don't think, it doesn't matter what Obama wants because at the end of the day, it is up to Joe to say no. And Joe only listens to one person. It's not Obama. It's Jill. And Jill loves being the first lady and she's not giving it up. I say this for 2 years already. Now all of a sudden they're making a big deal that Bill Ackman, whoever he has said it. Jill Biden should be in prison for spousal abuse.
I mean,
what she's doing to this man, and I can't stand him, but the truth is, it's gross.
It's elderly abuse. It really is, because right after the horrible debate, they went to some sort of event, and she was like, Joe, you did so great.
What event? They went to the Waffle House in Atlanta.
What we saw on that stage, we knew. You and I knew this 4 years ago. Most of us did.
Yes.
I mean, really, all you had to do was Google it if you didn't know.
Yeah, it was no great surprise for me. But I do want to talk about the city again for a second.
Talk to me.
So you were at an event yesterday. Again, you've got Ben here. I know Ben. He's been in the studio once before.
From Jew Hate Database. They run Jew Hate Database. Yes.
I had, we actually held a rally across the street. That's Chuck Schumer's office, Stella.
Yeah.
So it was my friend Abraham Hamra, my friend Joey Borgen. Congratulations to Joey. They've arrested the 6th scumbag now down in Florida. And Ben and Dave from Jew Hate Database.
And they do a great job at exposing these disgusting scumbags, like you said.
Right. They're the ones who actually put Anus Sala out there last week, and there have been others. So, Ben, you're a hero. I love you. So you're in New York.
Yes.
And you're at this event. And there is this misconception, this lie, which is spread by Democrat Jews I'm starting to dislike Democrat Jews more than Hamas. I swear to God. And the lie is that the mayor, Eric Adams, actually cares about us. It's nonsense.
Let me tell you something. I don't know him on a personal level. I'm pretty sure he's a nice man.
He is.
I was at an event with, it's Jewish influencers and they had Andy Cohen speak on behalf of the Jewish people. And I'm like, what am I missing here? Okay, Andy Cohen hasn't said anything about October.
No.
Really,
by the way, Andy Cohen
you have the last name Cohen. Yeah, I get
right.
it.
He's the guy that heads up Bravo.
Right.
He's always coked up and drunk, allegedly, and hanging out with housewives, and he's a moron. Right. But he's made millions of dollars.
And he was there. And I'm like, okay, what am I missing here? Then Mayor Eric Adams walks in, and he's talking, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but everything I've seen you do is just talk. And that's the problem. You talk and talk and talk. And as I sat there, I'm like, why are we as Jews, not me, but collectively, a lot of them, why are we okay with crumbs? Like, just because you come out and you say and you speak nicely, that we're okay with it. And you know what it is? At the end of the day is Jews predominantly have voted Democrat for so many years, right? And their vote is taken for granted. So when something like this happens, you see all this Jew hate out on the streets, they don't know what to do because they've never been held accountable.
I know, but for example, I'm very, very close. I think you are to Lizzie Savetsky. And I think Lizzie does a great job for us. And her husband, Dr. Ira, even better.
I know Dr. Ira. I talk to him on social media. I love what Lizzie does.
He's one of us.
I don't know them personally.
He's a Republican. He's a Trump supporter.
He's great.
But Lizzie is still caught up in that Democrat draw, but she's struggling because she really wants out. She actually said Biden lied about Israel a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
That was a big deal for her. But she's only a couple of weeks removed from being at the Nova Music Festival, which they had here on Wall Street after Israel.
That was cool.
And she's standing there with Eric Adams going, thank you so much. For what? That mother effer went to Rome when there were Jewish students who were scared to go to the bathroom inside Columbia University.
I don't get it. I don't know. Tell me. I don't get it. You live in the
I
city.
Don't either.
What's it gonna take? I mean, literally, as a Jewish person, it's scary to be. I've never thought I would be so scared. Sometimes, hide my Jewish star if I'm alone.
Yeah,
it's scary.
You do that?
I do that. You know where I do that? Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I do it at restaurants. Because I don't know if they're going to spit in my food. I don't know what they're going to do.
You're
and
right.
It's these things that go through my mind. But why? We should not feel this way. So what is it going to take for Jews in America to say enough already?
Is it that bad in California too?
I mean, it's everywhere, right?
No, but we have these pro-Palestinians.
Yeah, have you
They're
seen
out
LA?
every night.
Have you seen LA?
No,
they showed
I'm
up
asking.
Yes.
It's bad.
It's bad. You saw UCLA. You saw what happened at UCLA.
Sure.
I mean, it's all over. It's campuses up and down the entire state.
So it's not just LA.
It's not.
Are you getting pro-Palestinian rallies in San Francisco, San Diego,
absolutely.
Sacramento?
You see Santa Barbara, Davis, you name it. They're everywhere. And the universities are literally doing nothing to protect the students. There's taxpayer money that goes into for these universities to actually protect the students, and they're not.
Well, Congress is trying to fix that, trying to defund private and public universities. But I ask you all this because what do New York and California have in common? Mm-hmm. Democrat mayors, Democrat governors.
Yes.
Every blue city and blue state in this country has turned into a dirty anus because of the Democrats.
I mean, you just brought up Congress, right? James Comer is investigating Americans Muslim for Palestine, okay? That is directly connected to Students for Justice in Palestine. Now, the top National Security Council advisor for the Biden administration, I always want to say Obama, same thing, Maher Bitar, okay? He was on the board of SJP. What is he doing in the White House? Can you? I don't know.
I don't have a good answer for that either.
Have we been infiltrated on all levels?
Every level. Every level.
These are things that Americans need to be thinking about. So even if they do switch out Biden, the next person that comes in, tell me what's going to change.
Nothing's going to change. It doesn't matter. Right, exactly. The only way things will change in this country for the better, Stella, is if our guy, Donald Trump, wins on November the 5th. As long as it's a Democrat, whether it's Biden or the governor of Michigan or the governor of Pennsylvania or the governor of California, any one of these losers, nothing's going to change it. Make it worse.
They want to upend our Judeo-Christian values at the end. It's a culture war. You know, it's a culture war at the end of the day. I mean, you see it with these disgusting protests. I mean, you guys do have a lot more protests than we do.
Yeah, we do.
They're jihadi. They're pro-jihad because at the end of the day, Sid, whether it's Hamas, Hezbollah, ISIS, Taliban, it's the same ideology.
Of course it is.
It's jihad.
They're terrorists. They are terrorists. They haven't.
And that's the thing. Again, going back to your mayor. He allows these things.
Yes.
Constantly.
Under the guise of freedom of speech and the First Amendment.
So kill the Jews. Freedom. But at the end, they don't hate Jews. They just hate Zionists. But then they say the loud power, the obvious part out loud by saying, well, 90% of Jews are Zionists.
Zionists, right. And if you don't like Jews and you're a politician, now they're burning American flags.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're desecrating World War I memorials. So if you don't like the Jews, they're doing the same thing with America.
Listen, they always say that the jihad ideology is Israel is the little Satan.
Yes.
America is the big Satan. As an American, really, for me, this is about America.
Of course.
Really, this is
100%.
about protecting our democracy here in America. We cannot fall to this.
That's what Siggy says. They come for the Jews on Saturday, and they come for you guys on
a
Sunday.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Right.
That's my girl.
Well, it's great. She's awesome. And so are you. You're fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
What time are you on OAN?
So I am on at 2 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern. I have two shows.
Right.
By the way, we're being censored on One America News.
I'm sure you are.
Heading into elections.
Yeah. And my friend Steve Bannon, as we speak, is on the way to prison. I told him to call in today on the way there. He said he might, but he's on the way to jail.
I mean,
I know.
Don't we have bigger problems?
Than Steve Bannon? I would think so.
I mean,
yeah,
really?
I would think so.
You see what's happening? Everything is upside down. Right is wrong, wrong is right.
You look at what they got Donald Trump for, 34 felonies. There wasn't one. And in the meantime, Alvin Bragg, our DA, is ready, willing, and able to let these animals who broke into Columbia University, held a person hostage, broke windows, threatened to kill people, and no charges. He couldn't find the charge.
Can we just talk about common sense here? January 6th, you had people who walked into the Capitol, just walked in. There's video of them, walked right out, okay? And then they were arrested 3 years later because they investigated to find them, right?
Yes.
Columbia, they arrested them on the spot.
Yes.
For trespassing and doing whatever they were doing, okay? So they arrested them. They got their ID, okay, but then they didn't have enough evidence. Make it make sense.
I can't, Stella. But it's great to see you. You're a tremendous TV host. You're even, you may be better on radio. I don't know. You're great. And you're a very, very proud Jew and a great friend. And I love you. So thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having
me. You too, Benny. Benny from Jew Hate Database.
I'm going to say this again. If you guys don't follow Jew Hate Database on Instagram, I call it God's work. I mean, they're exposing this stuff. They're doing this stuff that the local police really should be doing, but they're doing the legwork. They're exposing these people who, by the way, are always hiding behind their masks.
Yes.
So to find them is a task.
Yeah, take the mask off like Gavin Newsom did during COVID when he told you not to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we had to sit there and suffer.
That's right, during Dodger games, him and Magic Johnson. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Stella. We'll take a short break. Big 8 o'clock hour to come. John Catsimatidis and Eric Trump coming up next hour. Keep it right here.